What's going on, party people? I don't know if y'all heard this new fire song, but somebody made a remix to Dr. Seuss "Walking in My Pocket," like with Amigos flow. Shit is hella fire, son. Hey, hey, hey. What up? Uh huh. Hey. Yeah. Say what? Say what? Hey, hey. He killed this shit, son. Listen. Ah, ah, ah. Sometimes I never feel it. There's a zap behind the clock, and that zap up on the shelf. I have talked to him myself. I said that zap up on the shelf. I have talked to him myself. That's the kind of house I live in. There's an ink up in the sink, and that zap up in the lamp. And the nights I really think about. Some of them are friendly, like that yacht up in the pot, but that yacht in the bottle. Some are friendly, some are not. Like that Zabo on the table, and that gear under the chair, but that Bofo on the sofa. Well, I wish he wasn't there. I'm gonna open the episode up with something a little different, but I'm your host, Taylor Made, along with my co-host,
Random Guy Kev. What up? Where the hoes at?
Get around. You would know that's your area of specialties, my guy.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
Oh, okay, all right. That's how we're moving. Okay,
Wholesome Kev.
Wholesome Kev. This is the new Kev.
Wholesome Kev.
All right. So how long are we gonna be wholesome for? Is this a week thing, a month thing?
You know, Wholesome Kev forever. Yay.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. So what's new, man? How's everything? How's life?
Everything is good. I have not been drinking this entire month, which is very upsetting. And tomorrow, I'm going drinking. Yay!
Yay! That's bad. So we're the fucking same person.
It's really bad because I didn't realize, like, you know how you just casually drink sometimes, like, you go out to the bar, maybe you'll grab like a beer or a wine, something real quick to relax you out. And then,
right.
You know, you go back to your regular day-to-day. You don't drink to get drunk. You just drink real quick. And then do what you need to do.
Keeps you level-headed.
Yeah. But I've been realizing, like, this shit right here, nah, dog, I can't do this shit again. Keep it.
Oh, man. I mean, well, you've been being a good friend, supporting other friends in their journey on not drinking. I was having no parts in that shit.
I'm not doing it again. Next time someone's like, hey, can you help me do this? No.
Fuck out of here. Sorry, not sorry. Nope. Judge your mama. Yeah. But I like to drink. Okay.
Yeah.
So. I've been good. I'm like jet lagged as fuck. So like if I'm not as overly energetic as usual, you guys gotta excuse me. Just got back from vacation. 12-hour difference.
Traveling the world and shit.
Bruh, like Thailand was so fucking
That's why we didn't have an episode. Because this guy got lazy.
When in doubt, blame it on me. It'll always be my fault. And he's 100% right. Like, every time, blame it on me. Like, I have a bunch of shit going on. I did, but I've been relaxing. I'm trying to get myself back together. I'm up 3 a.m. every day trying to eat. Like, it's fucking odd. But I'm going to get myself together.
You know when you get new money and you just want to spend it and travel the world? That's what he does.
Boy, if you don't fucking get, like, dog, what? Nah, but the trip was amazing. Other than both of my flights were shit. I was sat next to, it was a demon seat behind me on the first flight, kicking my seat. I had to turn around and check his little badass, like, yo, quit kicking my seat before I choke you the fuck out. Okay, I fight kids.
Nope.
And the flight back, I had 2 old people who had the bladder of a fucking newborn. So every couple minutes, as soon as I get good, they were up into the bathroom. But you know, I made it. I'm here.
I can't do aisle seats, and 2, I don't do flights, and I have to take a sleeping pill. It's wherever
I did that, but they were determined not to let me be great.
I tell people straight up, nah, you gonna use the bathroom? Sit right here, because I will not move. I promise you.
Bruh, that was exactly how I felt, but I didn't want to be that fucking guy. Lord knows I could be.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Straight like that?
I don't care.
Savage. You're a savage. We're going to open up this week's episode with the Colonizer Chronicles, my personal favorite segment of the show. The first story is about a white woman who calls 2 women of color bitches in a Boost Mobile, and she proceeds to get dog walked. I mean, they whip her ass. Now, here on the Brotherhood Smoke podcast, we do not promote violence.
We do not.
Who had been saying that? Who said that?
I laugh at it, though, but we do not.
Who fucking said that? Every action has a consequence. She deserved that shit, and I was here for the beat down, okay?
Yeah,
Let's not lie. I'm gassing y'all up. I promote that shit. She got crazy and got hands put on her. She asked for it.
The crazy thing is, white people feel so comfortable with just saying how they really feel nowadays. And you can't do that. You really can't do that around black folk.
She got crazy, son. She was like, it was like a small disagreement, and the black woman actually walked away from her.
Yeah.
And when she walked away, she's like, yeah, because crazy black bitches don't know how to act, or something like that. Then sis proceeded to walk back, and the whole shit just went left after that. The lady was like, got punched all on. I mean, they did, like, she got punched on.
She did.
Like,
it was really bad.
She got punched on. Then she gonna talk about something. It's cool. I could take a hit. Like, sis, you still yapping?
Yeah.
So the one girl proceeds to come back and kicks her, like, in the back. Donkey kicks this motherfucker. It's a shame. It's not funny, but it's kind of like, yo, you don't pick a fight with somebody, start trouble, and then when there's a reaction, you get the reaction you wanted. Then you shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you're shot.
Really...
So to you, my friend, black bitches don't know how to act. You're absolutely right, they don't. So when you don't watch your mouth, every action has a consequence. You're right, they may forget how to act. And you just got your first lesson. And watch your mouth 101.
Yeah, for real. But you know how white folk is.
But that's the thing. I don't care about how they are. That's like a personal. That's not my responsibility to worry about. Adjusting my behavior or just accepting who they are. Hell no. Come correct. Same goes for people of color and people that ain't white folk. You know what I mean? I talk out of my neck or I come crazy and somebody put their hands on me. I had that shit coming. I started that problem. They finished it.
Where we fighting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Hands up, hands down. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not mad at them for responding to something that I said or did. That's what I get. I asked for that. I come out my face disrespectful. That's to anybody, no matter their color. You give respect to get it. That's just, like I said, that's hands up. That's a number one rule. You know what I mean? So to her, she got what she deserved. They don't know how to act. She's absolutely right. They don't. They forgot and they went ham on her ass. So moral of the story, I bet you next time Becky will watch her mouth.
I agree with you on that. It's just like them saying, "Hey, can I touch your hair?" Or is your hair real?
Right. Oh my god, I'm so intrigued by this.
Coming out of character, like, bitch, hey, let me touch your hair. How about that?
Right.
Let me touch your hair real quick. But the crazy thing is, I don't like saying this sometimes, but like, have you ever noticed that white people kind of smell like bologna or carrots sometimes?
Bruh, like, yo, you know what? They do have a smell. They have a scent.
Particular scent.
I've always been hip to that. But when it rains, it's like that smell. It's like heightened.
Extra.
That shit is like, I don't know. It's like, I don't even know. It's like wet dog.
I mean, not all of them, but a good number of them.
A solid handful and a half. Be smelling like,
and
woo-ha.
Some of them smoke heavy too. So it's like, with that added cigarette smoke, it's like, yo, all right, dog.
Oh my god, walking around like a fucking ashtray. Like, who wants to smell you? Oh my god. Yeah, I must say cigarettes are they smell the absolute worst. Like, that's something you do in your private time by yourself. That's something you do when you're not around other people. That's like something you do when you want to be by yourself. You smoke a nasty ass cigarette. Keep that to yourself. We don't want
parts.
At all. Okay. So, our next story is about the Austin, Texas bomber situation.
The guy that's not a terrorist? Oh, wait.
He's a psychopath.
What was it? He was nice, well-mannered.
Only, what was that? He's like one of those kids that stayed to himself in the neighborhood. Didn't have many friends. We're trying to get to the bottom of what happened that this token white boy, went on this rampage. What drove him to do this? It had to be something in the milk.
No, he's a terrorist. Double dot terrorist. And
the T word, on the color scale, according to these folks, he ain't dark enough for that. A terrorist, he don't meet the color quota for terrorist. He's a psychopath. He's mentally unstable. He needs prayer. He needs prayer. They don't understand why he needs prayer and deliverance. This is something that was completely out of character for him. And everybody in the world's shaking up. Honestly, I think everybody's shaking up but us people of color. When shit like this happens, you can already anticipate that they will not look like me nor you. And you can also almost anticipate that when they push and pitch this story, it will be pitched and pushed in a way where this person is viewed as almost a victim.
Yeah, always.
In their actions, which is ridiculous because they are quick to criminalize a person of color. I mean, with the quickness, don't think twice about it. When you're a victim of a situation, we'll use your mugshot. Anybody can get a mugshot. You can get a mugshot for a traffic violation. You see what I'm saying? We'll use your mugshot.
Like, I'm just curious about it's
crazy to me.
With the Florida shooting at the school. Oh, he's mentally unstable. Shooting them kids and stuff. No, he got bullied. He got bullied, and he went back for revenge. And then they proceeded to use a picture from high school, like when he was younger versus the current one that he currently has. And it's like, and it took, the safety officers, they were ordered not to shoot him, and there was more than one safety officer there. So,
well, one actually went and hid. They said, like, are you what? Like, why are we paying for these people to be in the schools if they're not even going to, do their jobs? If I'm sending my child to school and I'm paying taxes for a resource officer to be in there and something like this happens, I anticipate, I don't want to sound, inconsiderate or selfish, but I'm anticipating you to be exchanged, some gunfire needs to be exchanged. You should be busting your gun. That's what you paid for.
I agree. And then people keep talking about like, oh, let's hire, retired cops or veterans. And these people are mentally unstable too. Like these people they
have their own trauma that they're combating.
They have their own issues. Doesn't mean they're gonna run straight into the fire. Like this guy that was hiding, he was ex-military.
Right, and he was terrified too, just like everybody else.
And now they want to arm teachers who already are scared, and like you don't even pay teachers enough, honestly, in my opinion. But that's
I think that is absolutely ridiculous. I think that's like the dumbest shit ever. Why do you want to arm teachers? Y'all can barely arm teachers with the supplies they need to teach these students. What makes you think that it's safe to arm them with pistols? Then, not only that, since they proposed this dumbass idea, there's been several incidents of gun instructors as of late, accidents in the classroom. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, are you serious? What?
I'm sorry. I'm straight like suing because there was I heard a story of the teacher that shot it up in the air and it ricocheted off a kid. It hit him.
I think it hit like 3 students. We heard the same story. He was
like, "Oh yeah, I'm okay." Like, no, hell no, I'm dying. I'm dying right now. I'm suing the entire district. What's up? Get this coin.
Listen. The coin is the least of my worries. I need to be worried about my wrath when I come through here on this rampage. You did what? The who? What? Like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Like I said, I don't understand. A teacher makes a solid $40,000 a year, and I'm gonna be damned if y'all paying me a solid $40,000 a year to be ducking bullets and taking bullets for your child. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm just as scared as they are. And y'all not gonna arm me with no damn gun and expect me to be out here on some old, I don't even know, what's his name? Neil Nielsen, whatever the man name is, we're taking. On some shit like that. You know what I mean? Trying to bust my gun to protect your child. Sorry, not sorry. I gotta go just like they do. I suggest you follow my lead because we about to get the fuck up out of here. I'm getting ready to bust a move.
That's the other crazy thing, how people assume like you can just live off of $40,000. I mean, you can if you like have roommates, a bunch of roommates, but $40,000.
Not even just roommates. It's just I feel like you're not gonna be able to do shit. Like with $40,000, you're not going to.
You got to think about it. You got to pay bills. You probably have loans.
Mm-hmm.
Loans ain't cheap. My loans are expensive as hell.
Hello.
Get into it. People, this country don't even think about shit like that because we should be taking like a piece from like what Canada and United Kingdom are doing, where they pay for people to go to school. That's how they increase people actually like caring to go to school. A lot of these people don't care to go to school anymore. Like
right.
Fuck it. I see all these rappers and celebrities that didn't go to school or dropped out, and they're making millions. I'm gonna do the same thing. Point blank.
I also feel like there should be some kind of incentive there for students who perform academically. Like I feel like everybody wants to get a degree. Like I feel like right now it's kind of like a thing. Everybody goes to school, but everybody doesn't finish, or everybody goes and everybody doesn't do well. I feel like in all of that, I feel like people should be rewarded. If I go to school and I perform, and my grades are to a certain degree or within a certain, I shouldn't have to pay for my education because I utilized it efficiently and effectively as I should have. You see what I'm saying? Versus people who are going to school and just getting by, you know, or graduating with a low GPA, like, you know, on some C's get degrees type shit. Like, I don't think so. You know what I mean? I earned my keep and I worked my ass off. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like with that, I should be rewarded. Like, why am I paying this money back? You know, I have a friend in Germany right now that he doesn't pay anything to go to school.
It's free.
His college education is free.
And
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, bro, I'm getting ready to take my ass over there, throw a later hosing on and go get me some more education.
For real.
Okay?
And they're
for the free. Let me
inviting
get my
Americans
shit.
to come there too. I saw. Yeah.
Well, I didn't get my invite yet. I'm waiting. Where's my invite? Where's mine at? Where's mine?
Word.
Huh? Where's mine? Because I want to come to school too for the free. I'm here for that. But moving on, we have a white man who threatened to decapitate a black officer. And I quote, "Yes, I'm threatening you." The white man was charged with a hate crime after threatening to decapitate a black officer.
I mean, what's new about that?
I found this on Blavity. His name is Jimmy James Jr. If that ain't a Caucasoidian name, if you ever heard Jimmy James Jr.
I mean,
called the sergeant the N-word, C-word, and threatened to cut off her head.
I mean, it's like regular news. What's new? All right, next topic. I mean, this is regular. I'm being serious though. This is like, since Trump has taken office, this is like regular now. Like, and it's like we could try and do the most we can. Great, he's going to jail, but that's probably because.
Oh, he's in jail. He's on $40,000.
Oh, he ain't paying. He ain't paying that.
Yeah. He ain't got it. This
no, he don't got it.
He don't got it.
No, he don't got it.
And shit.
I mean, the thing is, he only got caught because he said it to a cop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine him saying it to you or me. Oh, I don't.
Imagine that he got fucking dog walked.
And then at the same time, you don't have any proof he said it to you. I mean, y'all got it. Y'all be blessed.
You know, you guys be completely entirely blessed, wholeheartedly blessed.
I mean, it's not, like these people. Like I said, these white people are out of control right now. They need to all get checked.
I feel like that's like a solid fact, but I feel like in the same breath, one of them things where it's like it's exhausting.
It is.
Because I feel like, you know, we say and we do so much. It's kind of like you stand your ground, you're firm, but then even in trying to defend yourself, you're still somehow highlighted to be the bad guy in the situation. Being black in America, people's like, oh, you know, I was talking to somebody today after about like, you know, after vacation, everything. Oh, they were talking about, oh, you should go to Europe. I said, I have no desire to go to Europe. Being black in America is enough. I don't want to go anywhere else where I have to deal with being black there. I don't even know the inner workings of being black over there. So I know here is a struggle. I don't want to go there and deal with that.
The thing
I'm
comes
good.
back
I have no
to,
desire.
Like, I mean, when you start talking back to people, it's like, oh, you acting too black right now. Like you doing too much,
bruh. It's not even just that. It gets deeper. I was talking to a black coworker of mine today, and we were speaking about, you know, talking to, you know, like higher superiors within the organization, you know, about like networking opportunities or who they know if you're thinking of relocate and things like that. How, you know, being black is not the same as being white, even in that realm. You know, as a white person trying to leave or, you know, relocate to another state and ask the superior, you know, do you have connections there to help me network across this and that? You know, it's seen as, oh my God, you're trying to grow.
I get it, but at the same time, even your own people here don't help you out. So it's like people on your own team don't help you out. So it's like, what's the point? So it's like, I can give you a great example of that. My book. So I have my third book coming out. I mean, a lot of people, oh yeah, I hear about it, this, that, and the third. Oh yeah, I'm going to support you, da-da-da-da. I haven't heard from any of these people, but at the same time, they want me to support them and, you know, big up whatever projects they're working on. You know, I don't mind doing it.
Right.
I don't mind helping the people around me. But at the same time, it's like, that's not reciprocated. Like, I'm sitting here, it's either like, oh, I'll sit here, help you look for a job. Say, I'm out of work now, and I need your help. Oh, I mean, you know, I'm busy right now. I can't do that right now. I'll get you later. It's... You can say, oh yeah, we help each other. We help each other out when we feel like helping each other out. When it's when we really need to. Like I mean, we kind of avoid it. Some of us kind of avoid it. Some of us just point blank just like ignore it. I mean, you could say what you want about like, oh, black people here and black people there, but we all gonna do the same thing. And a lot of times we say, oh yeah, you know, you have your little niche of support here, but sometimes you don't. You say you have it, but you really don't sometimes, depending on the circumstances.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I feel like some people you gotta look at. I feel like you gotta look at from. I feel like both sides on it. It's one of the things where I feel like some people they give support when it's beneficial to them in some regard. I feel like with some people, you have some people that actually support you on everything you do 110% regardless of what you're doing. You say, I'm going to go open up a pineapple stand and sell pineapples. Your friends are there to buy your shit. You know what I mean? And those I feel like are the most important people to have in your circles. I feel like people don't understand how vital it is to have friends that support you. You know what I mean? And the things that you do, I feel like that means a lot because you never know what other shit people have going on with them, outside of what you see. Because a lot of people go through shit and don't really talk about it, don't show it. So it seems like everything's straight, but really they are going through some heavy shit. You know what I mean? So I feel like the support of your friends in whatever endeavors they are, whether they're professional, personal or whatever, is very important. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. I agree with you on that. But moving on to the next story, we're going to talk about Blackish, one of my favorite shows. I love the spinoff Grownish. Do you tune in at all?
No, I don't actually. I don't really watch TV.
What? You don't watch Grownish or Blackish? Hell no, it's on Hulu, and it comes on ABC. Kevin, you gotta fucking do better. This is a really good show.
I mean. But sometimes I just be like, when you get home from work, you hit the gym, and then you just be tired. You just want to eat, and then you go straight to sleep.
Dog. You ain't got to read me. You don't have to read me. I know what I do with my life. I don't need you to read me on there. I don't need that. You save it. Save it. You give that shit to somebody who needs it because I don't need it right now, Kevin.
I mean, I try to watch some stuff at night, but, bro, just be over it. I just be tired with the day. Just tired.
See, I watch most of my shows at work. As crazy as that sounds. Like while I work,
I
watch
try
TV.
to sometimes.
Like literally, or I don't watch TV. I listen to TV.
I try to read stuff sometimes. That's me. I just be reading.
But about Blackish, there's basically an issue going on right now, where there was an episode that was going to air revolving around the protests of Colin Kaepernick, and why, he stands in protest to police brutality and things of that nature, where ABC banned the episode, basically saying that they think it's it's a bit too much for the air, and they shelved it and replaced that week with a rerun. They said the episode had to be canned because it dealt with the NFL kneeling issue and other political and social issues. Now, this show, Blackish, pushes the envelope on a lot of social issues, and black issues. It's called Blackish, for goodness sakes. So a lot of it highlights just different things of, like their kids are in a suburban area. They're predominantly, it's a predominantly white area. They're black kids in the area, how to deal with that, being suburban kids, things like that. So basically, I feel like I take from this that ABC is saying you can be black, but not too black. They're policing the blackness of a black show aimed, to address the black families. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So to me, it's kind of crazy.
Snippets whenever they post it on, on Facebook. You know how Facebook reposts, people post snippets, funny snippets. I've caught it. It's very funny. I just haven't had time to get into the show, and I feel like they don't want to cross boundaries in a sense, but they all.
But there's a lot of shows that do that from the other side. They're getting ready to reboot fucking Roseanne.
Oh yeah, they wild.
Do you know? Do you know how touchy that show was? And Roseanne, outside of even being a professional, personally advocates for support for Trump. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's going to cross based on certain articles that I've referenced myself. There are certain articles that highlight that's going to be highlighted and referenced in the show. If that's the case,
and that's what everybody's been saying since it came out and whatnot, that they need to just toss the show away. A lot of people
can it. Yeah. Some shows don't need to be rebooted. Leave that shit where it was at, where it died at. Rest in peace.
A lot of people watched the first episode and they were just like, "Oh, it was great," but they need to cancel the show. That's how crazy it was.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, I don't have fucking time.
I was never interested in that show in the beginning, so.
Me either. I actually got into it based on after this issue with Blackish came up. I had seen a couple articles, counter articles regarding Roseanne. I'm kind of like, well, damn, they're kind of on to something, which is kind of crazy. I was going to go into, the Alton Sterling officers not being charged, as well as the killing of the man in Houston, in Atlanta, California. But I think I'm kind of going to just leave that alone. In itself, I feel like we already kind of know what that is. We're being hunted right now. You know what I mean? There's a target on our back. This man was killed for having a cell phone in his hand in his backyard. But again, I don't want to dive too deep into it. I just feel like this can go on, and it's very draining, and it's also kind of terrifying because it's coming to a place where we can talk about these things. And it's just kind of like, oh yeah, there was another shooting. Another brother was murdered.
I agree.
Another sister was murdered.
Point where I am gonna get like dash cam in my car, where it's like showing the inside of my car, showing the outside of my car, just in case anything happens. So they have some type of evidence, because these cops be lying. These cops lie. I mean, there's good cops,
absolutely,
but some of them be lying.
Absolutely,
some cops lie. Some cops lie.
Absolutely.
What can you do? People are trying to save their. You would assume that with all this heightened stuff about cops, that they would sit the fuck down. Yeah, but they out here bugging. They out here doing the absolute most. I'm sorry. I love my life. I'm just trying to get home. And like, I told somebody this story before when I got pulled over one time. Turned off my car, pulled out my keys, put my window down, hung my hands outside the window, just so they could see my hands visibly. And the cop walked up. And he's like, "Hey, so why your hands outside the window?" I'm just trying to get home, sir. Honestly, I just want to get home safely. Just want to see tomorrow.
Right.
And he felt some type of way about it.
Right.
And he was like, "Yo, you know what? Just go. Then just let me go." I mean, it's scary.
But I feel like that's kind of the stance you have to take in this day and age, because when you get stopped, I feel like there's like that's probably one of the top 10 like most, I don't know how to describe, maybe most heightened experiences for me personally when I'm stopped by a cop, because you never know what you're going to get. Like, I've gotten stopped by cops, sergeants that are amazing cops. Like, one cop stopped me for speeding. I think I was coming home from the airport, and it's probably like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm doing like 60 in a 45, and he stops me and he's like, "Oh, where are you coming from? Is this your car? This is that and the other thing." I'm like, "Yeah, my license and stuff is in my trunk. I just came from the airport. We can go to my trunk, we can grab it, whatever." He's like, "Oh yeah, cool, come on out. Take the trunk." He's like, "Oh, where you coming from?" I told him, "Came from a trip." He's asking me how my trip was. We're talking about that, laughing, joking. Mind you, I'm like on my way to work, whatever. So I get myself out. He's like, "Okay, man, just slow it down, be careful," or whatever. So he was like one of those marks, like off on the side of the road. It's black, and it's like one of those dark roads. Where I live in the sticks, so you can't really see anything. But he was a very nice guy, let me go. But I've been stopped by other cops that were complete dickheads that I sat and argued with. Which, you know what I mean, now in retrospect, when I sit and look back, it's kind of like, you got to pick your battles, because God forbid shit could have went completely left for me. But again, to know me is also know I'm very opinionated, and what I have to say, you gonna hear me. Oh, you gonna hear what I have to say.
I mean, I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to argue with no cops, honestly, just because I don't want to get it to I want to get home, man. I don't got time. That's where that's where I'm at in my life. But I want to get home, dog.
See, I get it. I mean, and likewise, but in the same breath, I feel like
I agree.
Right is right, wrong is wrong. You're not gonna come out your face to me.
I
And
agree.
I'm just gonna let you talk to me like that.
I agree. You won't You won't sit there and disrespect
me.
But at the same time,
don't come out your face to me, or chastise me, or talk down to me. I'm not your child. You know what I mean? 9 out of 10, I don't want to be a dick, but I'm probably more educated than you are. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna speak to me in any kind of way and come out your face as if you know more or know better. Fuck out of here. Sorry, with a capital F. Fuck out of here. Who said that? Like, what? Who has been saying that? Like, you're not gonna talk to me that way. You're not gonna speak to me like that.
My thing is,
we're gonna get this together.
My thing is, I mean, I've never had a situation where it's like, it's been that crazy. It's just, I like to make sure I am good in public areas and shit like that. Like this weekend, I'm going up to Scranton, PA. And, yeah, I'm gonna be in the sticks. So it's like, all right, let me, drive the speed limit. Let me make sure I have my IDs ready. Like, I have the essential stuff ready. Like, just good to go.
Right. Sidebar: download the Solomon's Shield app. And this app, what it does is, if you're stopped by police, you open it up and it automatically live streams to your Facebook. Yeah, I have this app, and it syncs to your Facebook. And in the event that you're stopped, it automatically live records the encounter with your Facebook. There's also a tab that's called, it says My Rights, and then it says encounter scenarios. Officer pulls you over for a traffic stop, an officer is at your home, an officer stops you on the street, a Terry stop. And then there also is a search engine. and you put it in a type of scenario, and it literally gives you the laws and what applies and what you have to do, what you don't have to do, things you can agree to, things you can disagree to. It's a very handy app. I keep it on my phone because, again, like I said, I have a smart ass mouth. So I know that I have my rights in my hand too. So in the event that you get sideways with me, get snippy. Excuse me? Like, you know what I mean? Wait a minute. Let me reference my shit. Give me 2 seconds. You what? Nah, you're not doing that, B. According to statute, whatever, blah, 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 blah. This is not how this is going to go down today. Try again. Let's do something else. Because you didn't come correctly. You know what I'm saying? It's like it cops be pissed because I have time, especially when you stop me. Oh, I'll make time. I got time for this shit. Okay. Now you don't bother me and inconvenience me to stop here. So now I'm gonna give you a run for your money. Now we both about to be fucking hurt. You're gonna be mad you stopped me. I'm mad you stopped me. Now you're gonna be mad that you stopped me. And from here on out, when you see my car, you're like, let that motherfucker go because he has the most to say. Absolutely right. Bing, fucking go. Leave me alone.
That's funny.
Fuck all the way out of here. How about that? You know, there's also a dictionary and phrases tab for, probable cause, the plain view doctrine, extension, circumstances. It's amazing. I really think that every person should download the app. It's called Solomon's Shield. Look at it, play around with it. You can configure the settings and a bunch of different things, but I believe it's an amazing application. You can also you can pick contacts, up to 5 contacts, to notify in case of an emergency. So when you're stopped, if you need to send them the live stream or send them a link or tell them you're in trouble, it literally will contact those 5 people as the traffic stop is happening, which is amazing.
That's dope.
So with the Black Trailblazer segment, woo!
I have one thing to say. You better work.
The first story we're going to highlight is 21-year-old who opened a vegan restaurant in New York. A new vegan restaurant just moved into Brooklyn, one of New York City's up-and-coming restaurant hubs. But instead of following the neighborhood's hipster dining scene and charging $10 for a green juice or $16 for a salad, Soul Sips is making plant-based food accessible to everyone. 21-year-old Francesca Soul Cheney opened her new vegan venture on a mission to provide healthy, delicious, and convenient food to the inner-city community. As a city dweller working 3 jobs, she could relate to the struggles many people face when deciding what to eat. She believes that people in low-income areas may not prefer fast food over healthy food, but in the world of expensive green juices and superfoods, those with fixed incomes may not have much of a choice. The wellness community can be really classist, Cheney said to Essence. I think that that's amazing. I feel like there are a lot of black vegetarians out here right now. I feel like it's a thing. A lot of people are, switching their diets to plant-based diets, or, right, or anti-red meats. Everybody's kind of like changing this, all about healthier living and a healthier lifestyle for yourself, for longevity and all of that good stuff. I'm here for it. Like, a 21-year-old out here doing her thing, making a business. That is, I feel like that's amazing. And not only that, she's helping the community health-wise. Where I feel like a lot of us, as unfortunate as it is, especially, men of color, we don't really take care of ourselves until it's too late. It's where on some, when something's broke is when we'll fix it. You know what I mean? But other than that, I'm straight. I'm good. I'm all right. Everything's working. I ain't in no pain. I don't need no checkup.
I get a checkup twice a year anyway because, I have health insurance, so I'm going to use it.
Me too. Solid.
I get the blood work. I get everything done just because you'll never know what's going to happen. And especially if you get insurance from your job, might as well just use it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, might as well just use it.
And I think you get one or two checkups a year, right?
I believe it's 2 checkups, 2 free checkups a year.
Yeah. So every 6 months, take your ass to the doctor.
Yeah.
And see what's going on. What's really good.
So that's pretty much it. So, that's me.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say I find myself at the. Again, I'm not speaking for us. I'm speaking generally.
No, I get you.
Overall, as men of color, primarily, I don't feel like even those with insurance,
they do
not go to the doctor unless something's broken. When something's wrong is when we go, and at that point, it may be too late.
When they get a scare from some shorty, they be like, when they get that phone call, like, hey, do you got something? Oh, hold on, wait a minute.
Right.
Let me go.
Can't nothing be wrong in that department. That's right. That's right. It's a fire. It's a fire. Prevention is always better than cure, ladies and gentlemen. Prevention is always better than cure.
Y'all out here being nasty. I'm wholesome Cav. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Wholesome Cav.
So we have the next up. We're talking about a 17-year-old who was admitted to all 20 universities he applied with full scholarships and additional $260,000 in scholarship monies. lit as I don't know what. Michael Brown stared at the acceptance letter in front of him, and it said yes. So then the next one, and everyone after that. The 17-year-old from Houston applied to 20 of the best universities in the U.S., and he was admitted to every single one of them with the full ride and $260,000 in additional scholarship offers. He said it's something he's proud of because he's seen his hard work pay off, his determination pay off, and his sacrifices pay off. Of those 20, he listed his top 8 schools, which are Harvard, Princeton, Northwestern, Yale, University of Penn, Stanford, Georgetown, and Vanderbilt. Bro, this guy's, he's a senior at Mirabeau B. Lamar High School. He was heavily involved in the debate team, mock trial, and student government for years. He's also volunteered on political campaigns, citing his interest to the moment I saw Barack Obama getting elected.
That's dope.
I think this is amazing. And I feel like this is setting the pace. I feel like this is the new trend that I've noticed, and I'm here for this trend. 110% full support of it. You know, these black boys and girls out here doing their thing. You know what I mean? Trailblazing, making marks. Y'all are doing well, bro. His top 8 schools are all almost, they're all Ivy League schools. Like, bro, that is admirable. You know what I mean? That's amazing.
Really lit.
It'd be amazing for him to also look into HBCUs, but, you know, I don't know how he feels about that. What's your take on
Bruh,
HBCUs,
I mean,
Kevin?
my thing about school, it's a school. Like, I'm going there
Right.
to get an education. Whatever. If he got a free ride somewhere, go.
Right.
Like,
Take
if you
it.
don't got to pay for
Right,
school,
right.
go.
Right.
I mean, if you have to pay for school, okay. Like most of us, I mean,
Right.
some of us had, you know, scholarships and whatnot, while others did not. I mean, you go where you can afford.
Right.
I mean,
For-
I tell a lot of
absolutely.
people that a lot of those
Absolutely.
people that try to go out of state, I'm like, yo, did you look at the in-school states first? Because you get a huge discount if you stay in state. Oh, now I
Right.
want to be away from my parents and then.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can still be
You can be in the state and away from them. Your parents ain't gonna. If you go far enough away, your parents will just pop up at your university
real.
an hour and a half away. Your parents have jobs and they got their own shit going on. They're
So-
not gonna just pull up on you. You're not that important. I'm sorry, Jimmy. Your parents
Word.
don't care that much about you. You're not that important.
Like
They're gonna stop the
I have
show.
no issues against you know, HBCUs or just regular schools. It's just wherever
Right.
you get accepted, and if you got a full scholarship or something, if it's paying for it, cool, go. I mean, it's different experiences
Right.
in both, you know, both areas, but at the same time, it's like
Right.
it's not like you can't travel to go to like a homecoming or something real quick.
Right. I feel like HBCUs are for cultural enhancement, you know, as well as educational advancement, whereas PWIs teach you how to navigate, I feel like, in corporate America, in, you know, in real life, because these HBCUs are surrounded by people of color primarily in all of, you know, the higher ed roles as well as your student body, whereas in the real world, it's the polar opposite. You're not going to
Color,
see that many people of color
Not at
primarily
all.
in corporate America, or where you see another. I'm work with maybe one other black male. No, what is it? It's maybe 2 or 3 of us in the department now. But when I first started, it was me and one other guy, and he's older. He's a consultant with the company. He's been there for X amount of years. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it all kind of depends on what you're looking
Word.
for out of the experience. I personally wanted to go to HBCU. I was a Morehouse man. I got in, just couldn't afford to go. So Rutgers had to settle for Rutgers, and I felt like I had an amazing experience there. I was still black. I'm still around black people, and I learned a lot. You know what I mean? I had a great education. I had a great student body. I was very active. It was an amazing experience. So I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. But that's great. This is a great segue for our next story, where we're going to be shouting out Senator Kamala Harris and Doug Jones. They've secured significant funding for HBCUs. Senator Kamala Harris of California and Doug Jones of Alabama are fighting for historically black colleges and universities by spearheading a push for increased funding. The Democratic Senate leaders announced on Wednesday, March 21st, that HBCUs will receive a 14% funding increase that will boost the original funding from $244.7 million in fiscal year 17 to $279.6 million in fiscal year 18. According to a statement sent on behalf of Harris and Jones, Harris stated that the funding increase was necessary to ensure that HBCUs receive the proper resources to educate generations to come. HBCUs are critical to the foundation of our higher education system and provide opportunities for some of the nation's most promising and deserving students.
That is dope.
That's lit. I'm here for that. I feel like, there's so many students that attend these universities again, or attempt to attend these universities, they can't afford it. You know what I mean? So these funding initiatives also, you know, are permitting some students to attend school here, in addition to keeping students in school. You know what I mean, with taking care of different, you know, issues on those campuses. Because there's a couple HBCUs that have gone bankrupt, if I'm not mistaken, are on the brink of going bankrupt.
I mean, and that's the other thing with these colleges. You see how Rutgers gets funding from alumni. I mean, HBCUs, in a sense, should be getting funding from their alumni, but I mean, a lot of times they don't fund. So it's like, how can you expand when they don't know where to get the money from? They don't get enough money from, you know, enrollments and all that stuff. It's a whole, you know, process, but a whole different discussion.
It's a slippery slope. So our next highlight is going to be our personal trailblazer. And our personal trailblazer for this week is going to be Raheem Manning and the Weekender Trips. This is the agency that I went through to go to Thailand for the 10 days that I was there. It was an amazing experience. Primarily, the way it's set up, there's typically a flat fee. Depending upon where you're going or what the agreement is, flights can or cannot be included, but housing's always included. Your housing accommodations, all of your excursions that you do on that trip are included. Select alcohol, select meals are covered, which is all detailed in an itinerary, which is fairly amazing. I'm going to give you guys a little blurb about the organization. It was founded based on the idea for providing world-class domestic travel for young black professionals. It spawned from the black travel movement, birthed by the millennial generation, which continues to go to this day. Young blacks traverse across the globe, visiting places that our parents and grandparents never dreamed of. Places hitting at far corners of the earth that hold immense beauty and rich culture. This movement has done more than just expose American blacks to other races, religions, and cultures around the world. It has connected us to other people of African descent and to our origins in Africa itself. The black travel movement has led black people to begin to define themselves on a global scale. With all the discovery of self and world purpose that international travel brings, it poses a rather large question. How can we seek to travel the world and understand other countries, people, and cultures when there are places in our own country that we have not experienced? The answer is the Weekender. You guys can look deeper into it and find more out about it. It's amazing. They host a number of annual trips, from ski trips to Essence Festival to Afro Punk to they're having an Afropean tour this year where they're going, you know, to Africa and Europe on a tour. It's amazing. Again, it's called, the site is theweekendertrips.com. Look into it and book your next trip. Shout out to Raheem Manning. 06 to the good bros. So, moving on to the Brotherhood Smoke section. This week we're going to talk about boundaries, trusting and respecting the process, and accountability, which I find they all kind of tie into each other in more ways than one. You can't kind of talk about one without the other. And if I can open it up with boundaries, like, I think that it's very, very important to establish boundaries, and that's in everything. That's in, again, your friendships, your relationships, you know, and I feel like the levels of the relationship between those different things, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm elaborating well enough, but, you know, boundaries between your friendships and your spouses. You know what I mean? Your friends and your spouse, for example. You know what I mean? You have to be very, very, you know, careful when you're dealing with, you know, people that you've had this group of friends and you guys have been friends for so long, and then you bring this new person that you're dating to that circle. You have to be very, very careful with, you know, everybody meshing.
Everyone should have, like, I mean, when you're dating someone, you guys kind of figure out what the boundaries are between what you guys do, like what you shouldn't do, what you should do. I mean, it's like, you know, you learn.
But not even just relationships, though.
Friendships.
I'm talking about, like, the sticky ones. Like, where, all right, prime example, you have a set group of friends that you've hung with. Y'all all are friends. Now, you're dating somebody new, but people within your friend circle know that there's people within your friend circle who've dated. And now, this new person comes into the picture, and they don't know this previous history. And it's kind of causing friction between the person that used to date the friend and the new person. Boundaries could be set up, but if the spouse isn't aware of what else is going on,
that's lack of communication. That's a lack of communication. The dead straightforward. Like,
true,
no,
but True, but you could also feel like, it could also be a space of where it was something that didn't need to be addressed or talked about. It didn't need to be talked about until a person did something or said something, which now caused speculation. It caused issues that you thought or the person thought would not arise.
No, I get
Does that make sense? You know, so it's like, you know, those boundaries. Like, you know what I mean? What, like, how do you establish those boundaries? And what do you do when someone oversteps those boundaries, whether it's the friend, the spouse, whoever? You know what I mean? Because you can address whoever, you know what I mean? But you don't want your friends and your spouse to be at pits with one another or at odds. You know, so it's hard when those boundaries are established and somebody oversteps them. And what do you do? Nobody wants to end a friendship over a spouse.
No. My thing is, if I'm with somebody and I've only officially, like, not officially, like, my adult after college is a real relationship. So my only real relationship I've been with was one person. And I told her straight up, like, yo, these are my day ones. I grew up with them. Nothing will come between me and them. Like, even if, like, because my thing is, the people your friends will stay around longer than the person that you're with, because they have to deal with your bullshit. Like, even
right, they have for so long. So it's just an unspoken. It's like,
even if you guys hate each other, you guys will make up and come right back into it. So it's like, if I do some shit, like, if you do some shit to me where you cheated on me or something, I'm not getting back with you. What the fuck I look like? I got my friends. Let me go talk to them. Let me go hang out with them.
Right.
And it's a mix of guys and girls. So it's like, yo, I'm gonna go chill with them. Fuck that. But it's an understanding that you have to, you know, make clear.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I agree, but I kind of don't agree. Like, I feel like, yes, my friends are very important to me, and I feel like my spouse knows that. But I feel like in the same breath, like, this is who I'm dating. So, in my opinion, if y'all were to have a spat, disagreement, whatever, this is something y'all have to work out for the sake of me, because I'm not cutting nobody off. You know what I mean? Y'all all may not like each other, whatever the case may be, but this is something y'all gonna have to sit and figure out. Y'all don't have to hash this out, because I'm not gonna pick sides, and I feel like I would never put my spouse in a place where they feel, you know, less than, or as if I picked my friends over them, because it'll never be that case. At the end of the day, whoever they're with, they want to be happy with. We all want our somebody, and my somebody I'm not going to push to the side for my friends. You mean, love my friends to death, but again, I also know that I have the type of friends that would never put me in a place where I would be pitted against my spouse or have to, you know, select one or something like that. So I feel like that's also something we have to keep in mind as well.
I agree with you, and my friends, like, they know I'm choosy picky. I'm not that type of person to just bring anyone around my friends. So it's like, when they finally do see somebody, like, oh shit, this one might be the one. Yeah, this shit right
serious.
Here.
It must be serious, right? This one didn't fizzle out after
oh, that's
a week,
bad.
So it must be important.
And that's bad, because a lot of my friends, I mean, even you just be like, yo, oh, she's still around, damn.
like, bro, it's been a couple days. What, is this
y'all still talking?
Like,
damn.
what's going on? then it that's facts. Like, Kev, she's still around. What's going on? All right, this might be getting kind of serious.
Then it hit that 1 month period. You're like, wait, y'all really still talking though? Wow.
Okay, Kev. All right, we might. Making strides.
Shit is funny.
Low key, Kev finally got a bae. Like,
and then she's gone.
Then a week later, she's canceled. Like, damn, I really had hopes for her. I like that one. That one. What was wrong with her? Like, I like that
life
one.
Happens, I guess.
You know, it does. People come and go. Some for a season, some for a reason. Yeah. But, you know, it was nice to know you at all. Yeah. But have a blessed one. Have a blessed one.
You be blessed.
How about that?
Yes.
And highly favored. Why don't you? So, I feel like, do you have anything else you want to add, kind of on boundaries or personal experiences or anything that you care to share?
I mean, you know what? My ex did was like, when she'd be mad that I hang out. She was like, she hit me with you hang out more with your friends than you do with me. I'm like, no, they come to my house to see me.
Right. And we just bullshit for hours on end. And
they're just here, so I have to entertain them. What the fuck you mean? I don't go out with them. They come to my house. They come to reach me. Like, I mean, it's just an understanding. Sometimes you got to get with people. That's it.
Right. I hear that. I just feel like I feel like with boundaries, I feel like it's also very important to be transparent. And I feel like it's very important, especially with friendships. Like, relationships, it's important to establish boundaries, but I feel like that's one of those things where it's literally like you guys speak about what the do's, what the don'ts are, what the okays are, what the not okays are. I feel like it's pretty. I don't want to say black and white relationships, but I feel like it's a little more simple in relationships than it is with friendships, with boundaries. Because I feel like there's a very slippery slope with friendships, you know what I mean, and boundaries. Because there could be things that, again, it's feelings or emotions. I feel like boundaries also I feel like ties into communication. I think is what I'm trying to get at. You know what I mean? In your friendships. And establishing boundaries are what are the do's and don'ts of this friendship. You know what I mean? Do you not like phone calls after 7 o'clock? I know you're in the bed. You're one of the people. You're in the bed by 9 o'clock typically, so you don't like phone calls after a certain hour.
Listen,
you know what I mean? You have those friends
after
where
9 o'clock, that's like, hey, big head, you should come over. Let's get some drinks. Nah, I got time for conversations like that.
I would disagree because I have friends that might call me like right now. I might get a text message like, "Yo, I need you to call me in 5 minutes, or give me a call if you ain't doing nothing." And I will sit and chat with my friends. Literally, we'll be up for another maybe hour or two, just talking shit on the phone for an hour. But everybody's just like everybody's different. And I feel like with those boundaries, you have to set them. Like, you know what I mean? There's certain things that some people like to do by themselves. You know what I mean? Where if you don't set that boundary, people don't know. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like you have to be very, very transparent and very, very careful. Recently I had a spat with a friend of mine, you know what I mean? And it was like something that caught me completely left field. And I guess boundaries kind of tied into it. It was one of the things where we went out to a function together. And at that function, I kind of like saw that friend, but I was networking with a lot of other people that were there. A lot of my other friends were there as well. So with that, I was kind of like moving around. I wasn't like readily, I guess, available. And with that, my friend felt as if, I kind of like hung her out to dry and kind of went to network and function with everybody else.
Should be all right.
Again, with that, right. I mean, eventually, yes, but initially it was a big deal. It was a thing. It was like a big argument, a fallout, all that. It was like pissed with me. Pissed. P-I-S-S-T. Pissed.
I just don't be caring sometimes. I just be over it. I don't care.
Yeah, I get that, but
Am I happy? Are you happy? Are you happy talking to people? I mean, are you happy? It's not about their happiness. It's about your happiness.
True, but
they'll be all right. They'll get over it. If they're really your friend, they'll get over it.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, yeah, it eventually did, but it was just like, you're right. Moving on. Anything else to say about boundaries? Yeah, no? All right. So boundaries, basically, moral of the story, set the standard, communicate the standard, implement that standard, and stand by the standard. Okay? So if you feel a way about something, say that. If you don't like something, say that. If you like something, say that. Be clear, be direct, and build them boundaries.
Word.
The next segment we're going to talk about is barbershop talk. So I went on this trip and we had a little round table. It was a very, very, very good conversation. And I'm going to kind of pose the same question here to see what everyone thinks, or everybody, or what your feedback is regarding this. So we talked about relationships and dealing with people, and I guess how many times is it acceptable in a relationship for you and your partner to be sexually active? How is there a set number? Is there does it depend on the chemistry of the relationship? What dictates a healthy sexual relationship?
Listen.
I'm listening.
I mean, I think it depends actually. Like, my thing is, if it could happen when we wake up, I mean, it's a lot.
See? And it was really good because I went on this trip with 11 other people. So all of the responses to this were different, and with that, there was a couple there as well. So I won't say it got spicy, but it got kind of good because everybody was kind of like giving their input, but it was like,
because
people could relate to one another.
Okay, one day you could be like, you could roll over in the bed and be like, all right, ride my face, whatever, and then you go hop in the shower and then go to work, whatever, and then you come back from work and then you still want like some extra shit to happen, and then that happens, and then y'all have dinner, and then again it happens. So it's like that's 3 times in one day. But the next day it'd be like, all right, don't touch me, and you move the fuck on.
Right.
Because women
right.
Sometimes guys, women, they have they have those moods where it's like, all right, I'm not really in the mood to have sex. I kind of just want to lay here and just chill. Let's just hug each other real quick, and
just relax.
So it's like, I mean, it's different things. I mean, but if you wake up to like her just getting on top of your face, though, that's something else. But
I guess it depends who you're speaking to. It really just depends who you're speaking to. It really just depends.
Yeah,
And it depends on the mood for that day. What's my aesthetic on this morning?
Word.
What's my aesthetic on this
I
evening?
mean,
You know what I mean? Am I tired? What's the deal? I feel
And,
like,
and,
you know
it's,
what I mean?
and then
So I guess
sometimes
you're
like
right.
she
It really
just wants to get off, so she just like turns you over and do what she needs to do and just goes right back to sleep or goes back and do what she needs to do. So it's like it's dependent. It depends on a lot of things, a lot of different factors.
You're absolutely right. And I feel like that's ultimately what it came down to at the moral of the discussion. But it was like being that there were so many different personalities in the room. You were getting everybody's feedback. So everybody, basically, it ultimately did depend in retrospect. But it was like, this person, it has to be 8 times a week. This person, it needs to be 4 times a day. This person, whenever I want it,
But
on call type
my thing,
deal.
my
Like,
thing,
what the hell
my thing
wrong
is
with y'all? Who
minimum.
has been saying that?
Minimum, if you're in a relationship, minimum. I'm just giving this as a safe number. Minimum, at least once a week. At least.
Absolutely. But I feel like that's like bare minimum.
If you spend a week and you don't touch that person at all, go be in a new relationship. Go be. Cut.
I mean, I get that. I hear that. But I feel like
Because
that's a
my
bit
thing is,
extreme,
like, if
too.
you're not at least doing something nasty at least once a week, something, because it's
once a
not.
week is
There's no way you can go an entire week and you live with somebody you're not attracted to them at one point of the day and be like, shit, I want to fuck the shit out of you. Come on, I'm just saying.
You're right.
If you deal with somebody that doesn't
right.
want to do any of that in a week, drop them. They don't like you. Move on with life. What else can you do? I mean, I'm just saying. But how many days are in a week? 7.
You right.
So you telling me you live with
Right.
this person, y'all sleep in the same bed, y'all take showers here and there, and you see this person walk around naked, and you telling me you have not been touched in a week? Fuck out of here. That's an entirely different discussion.
You know what? You're right. But it's a
Yes.
discussion that's worth having. It's provocative. It gets the people going.
For real.
But I think that about wraps up our episode. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, everybody continue to be wholesome.
Yes.
Wrap up, use condoms.
Sometimes.
If she has nice eyebrows, tell her. If her eyebrows are fucked up,
Tell her that.
tell her.
Too. Moisturize her scalp. They like that shit.
For real, moisturize the fuck out her scalp.
They like-
Get that cocoa butter.
they like
I said
that
cocoa
shit.
butter, cocoa oil,
They love
coconut
that
oil.
shit.
I mean, be safe, be wholesome out here.
I will sign out with saying, protect your energy. Stay motivated, remain encouraged, keep your head up, and continue to be trailblazers. Continue to leave your mark, being who you are, being amazing, doing amazing shit. You know what I mean? Be black, pay your taxes, and I think that's all I got. Brotherhood Smoke, we out. I'm your host, Taylor May, along with my main man,
Random guy Kev. Have a good one.
Be blessed, y'all. We'll holla.